I'm Dale Playton, the automotive instructor. When you come to college at United Tribes in automotive, you take your intro to auto, and that is through our Cengage. It's a SP2 training that you do online, and we give you about till midterm to get it done. There's 9 different areas that you take it. At that same time, you are doing engine rebuild. So we also teach engine rebuilding. That is a half a semester. You learn how to grind valves. We overhaul engines. We kind of the complete engine, how to put in cams, how to adjust lift, everything you have to do with an engine rebuild. We teach that pretty thorough. And then the second half of that semester, you do brakes. So we do engines the first half and then brakes the second half. Say you start here in the fall, then at Christmas, and then at that same time, you would be taking a career math with Mr. Fleck. You take a career math with him and first year experience / healthy living. That is mandatory to take from college. You would probably, and you would also take intro to welding with Bob. That is about 2 days a week from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. The first year you go mornings, strictly mornings, the first semester. And then after Christmas, then you're all day automotive. After the second semester and the spring semester, you're all day automotive. So you would take Automotive Electrical in the morning. Then after lunch, you'd come over and take automatic transmissions till midterm. And then after midterm, then you would take air conditioning and steering and suspension. Air conditioning in the morning. You're probably going to go 2 weeks, 3 weeks after midterm before we start with that, because electrical is a longer course than air conditioning. So we kind of break that up a little different. But after lunch, then you would take steering and suspension, how to do alignments and the steering parts. And we just got a brand new alignment rack in here, just the hoist, and updated our alignment machine. Then you come back in the fall and you take engine performance and till about midterm, and then you take a little ways after midterm again. Then you take manual transmission and differential. That would be all afternoon. So in the morning, then you would have to take intro to computers and a technical communication. So you learn how to write resumes and that. Then we have a snap-on scan tool, which was new 2 years ago, and we get 3 years updated on it. We have a Matco scan tool that is just updated. We have factory Dodge scan tool in here, their system, and we're working on get factory GM. We have a factory GM scan tool, and we got another aftermarket scan tool in the back to work with most cars. When we get into our electrical, we have set boards here that we can build a circuit on, and we can prove out what we talk about in class. So if Darren talks about voltage drop, we can bring that out, set it up on that set board, and prove out that he's not just fibbing. So, and we are working on, with ASE, trying to get the students registered so they can take all 8 ASE tests. It might not be complete certification, but it would be college exit certification. It would be a big plus in our hat if we can get that done. So we're working with ASE on that, and we're getting real close to doing it. In fact, I think our students this spring will be able to do it. So that would be a big plus. And we are ASE certified college. So we are certified, Wapaton's ASE certified, BSA is ASE certified, and we are in North Dakota. So that's a rigorous program. We have to go through and prove out our work. And the students will do a task, and then they'll fill out paperwork on that task, and they'll hand it in, and we'll grade them on how they did that task. There's quite a few task sheets to do. It's kind of, they don't like it, but they get along with it okay. So anything you're missing, Darren?
No.
So that's kind of it. And then, if you want that is our diploma program. Then if you want your AAS, then you take the next spring semester and you take gen ed courses to get your AAS. We found this works better because in math, you'll get a little into the algebra part of it. And in English, you're going to get snapped in how to write papers and stuff with our tech math and tech English. And then you'll take your AAS that semester. So you would graduate in December with your diploma, and then you would graduate in May with your AAS. And that is a full two-year degree. The diploma is 3 semesters. So if you don't want to do your AAS, I would recommend to do it right away. But we had students, we graduated 3 students at Christmas and 2 students went to work right away. One's going on to college, but 2 students got jobs right away. So they're pursuing their AAS later down the road, they tell me. And they can do that all online. All them classes are available online. So. Any questions? And we are going through our midterm ASE eval for the college. That has to be done like by April. So Darren and I are working on that. We started a while ago. It's gonna be okay. We're also going through our evaluation at school. So at United Tribes, so what we do there will fill into our AAS. So we have a 7-member advisory board that are we have 2 fixed operation managers. We have a shop owner. We have a former student that's a tech. We have another tech, and we have some a parts personnel. So that's our advisory board. We meet twice a year, and they give us a lot of insight on what we need for tools. And if there's a new gadget out that works, we're really lucky. They've always gave us the money to do it. So, okay. Any questions? 2
follow-up questions, Dale. The one is, how important is that ASE certification to get a job?
Right now in life, not very, but 5 years down the road, you might wish you'd have did it. The shops, if you go in with your diploma and you go another guy AAS and you got the same qualifications, he's probably going to pick the AAS guy because he's stuck with it longer. So I like to see him get it done. So, and then we have better success. We have better success doing it this way than doing the classes as they go through our program.
Some of them didn't make it.
Yeah, some of them didn't make them grades, and then so they didn't graduate with anything, where at least they walk out of here with a diploma, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
and
your
funding
shop
will pay for the, what's this?
Your shop also works to gain practice on student cars that are broken down and staff cars that are broken down.
Yes, we do. We could be really busy with them. We kind of select the ones we want because they have to be in the area we're teaching. If we're teaching engines, we aren't going to overhaul a rear differential. If we're in differentials, we aren't going to work on an engine. So it's in the area we're working on for the students to gain experience. So we are really lucky. We were in electrical here in that cold snap. And I think we had 3 or 4 heater motors that had gave out. And Darren I would give him the vehicle, he'd put it up on the board and show him the wiring diagram. The students would have to come out and diagnose the car and tell us what failed and why it failed before we would put the part on. So we're teaching way more diagnostic as time goes on, because that is the name of the game. We just had an alternator here yesterday that it took 3 hours to put on, and we made sure they diagnosed it right. It was the alternator, but you'd hate to put it on and find out you had a blown fuse. So we're pushing diagnostic here. So.
That's great. And it's such a nice way that Auto gives back to the campus community too. I know.
Yeah, we save them a ton of money. And we will always try to get a student's car in. A staff, you may have to wait a little bit, but a student, we will always try to get it in. Darren gets a little, let's say, bring it in, we got to look at it. But we try to look at it so that they have some transportation. We can't always do everything. We can't, but we will at least try to diagnose and put them on the right road. So.
Thank you, Dale.